Harry's wife, Best Actress Oscar. Markle or Marsa.com has an article which comes with the headline, Harry's wife comes in for criticism, calls for a Best Actress Oscar for her Netflix documentary with Harry. Now, overall, this Netflix docuseries has enabled her to assert control over some people as they've lapped it up and believe that it's fair, accurate, and they've swallowed her story. It hasn't allowed her to assert control over a lot of people, because many people have thought, you can fuck that shit sky high, I'm not going to bother watching that load of old tosh. And then those who've watched it purely because they want to see what nonsense is being peddled, and then have dissected and analysed various things that have come out of it to demonstrate various misrepresentations, revision of history, manipulations and lies, all grist to the mill to continue to demonstrate what Harry's wife is. Thus, whilst it's afforded her some degree of control, it hasn't obtained total control. It has provided her with a lot of fuel by way of reaction, some of it pure fuel, a lot of it challenge fuel. It's allowed her to present a facade, although it's not fooling many people these days. Indeed, ultimately, collateral consequences have proven more damaging. She's got, of course, the residual benefit of the money from Netflix for creating the series, and she will feel that she's validated as a consequence of telling her love story. But the vast majority of commentary that has come, even from places such as The Guardian, which is normally left-leaning, have viewed it as self-indulgent claptrap. In other instances, it's just viewed as a bundle of nonsense and lies. And both mainstream media and social media have been damning in their criticism of the entire docuseries. Ultimately, it hasn't helped her. It's caused more people to consolidate their positions. It's caused more people to believe that she and he are overexposed, and also left people wondering, so what are you going to do next? How are you going to stay relevant? You can't keep playing this victim narrative. Except she will, because her narcissism isn't that good at recognising that people are becoming tired of it. And, as I've explained on many occasions before, give the mid-range narcissist like her enough rope, it'll prove her own undoing. You just keep watching. And it keeps piling on, because with Markle.com, they state, those who do not like Harry's wife have joked that the American should be in running for the Best Actress at the Oscars for her role in the documentary on Netflix about hers and Prince Harry's estrangement from the royal family. The Netflix series was recently released earlier this month, and it has been watched by millions, both those who like the duo and respect their decision to move away from London, and those who despise Harry's wife. The series tells new stories, well, not really, about how unhappy Harry's wife was when the pair lived in royal quarters, and the way that the British tabloid press hounded her for every minor detail of her life. At least that's what she has portrayed as part of her truth, her narrative. Prince Harry also makes some revelations about the way the family dealt with the issue and failed to offer them the kind of support that he believes Prince William has received in the past, exhibiting his narcissistic trait of envy, which has been capitalised on, of course, by his wife's handling of him. Foreign policy expert and royal family enthusiast Niall Gardner has told the Daily Express that Harry's wife is clearly acting and should be awarded for it. This documentary series has very much been the Harry's wife show. She is literally acting throughout all of the interviews she is shown doing. Prince Harry is the best supporting actor to Harry's wife's starring role. What we have really seen is Hollywood fiction, with Harry's wife running for Best Actress. At points in the documentary series, especially in the early part, Harry looks thoroughly bored and doesn't look overly comfortable with a lot of what Harry's wife is saying. That, of course, is demonstrative of the fact that she tells lies, and there are times he sees through it, and it does indeed make him feel uncomfortable. Similar in the way that he looked very uncomfortable with regard to the way that she was taking the piss out of curtsying to his late grandmother. Not a surprise, of course, with regard to the way that she behaves. The article continues. Harry's wife is in complete control. The whole thing is a truly bizarre episode in filmmaking. They have become so divorced from reality and isolated from the real world and are launching the media's version of a cruise missile against the royal family. Another report with regard to the behaviour of Harry's wife, and that it is seen as unpleasant and in keeping with the way that she is. This time mocking her for saying that all the way through she is acting. Of course she is. Not in the sense of being a professional actress, but rather she's acting because that's what her narcissism denotes. It causes her to feign that she's upset, although she truly believes that she's upset, because the narcissism creates that mindset for her. It causes her to dole out the pity plays, believing that she is being harangued, harassed, picked upon, that she is being singled out for mistreatment. Throughout, she acts. Indeed, I've only been able to stomach one episode so far because it's so tedious and boring, and it's so patently obvious the way that she goes on with her pseudo-pregnant pauses and the wispy, breathy voice, that it really is sickening to have to try and engage in more than an episode of watching it. Only the idiots can't see through that this is acting, and this is the way that she acts repeatedly, spinning a yarn, believing that she's hurt, believing that nobody asked if I was okay, acting indignant because somebody didn't do something that she wants, all of the time weaving the facade as she is the star in her own mind of the movie of her own making. She, of course, is a woman who lacks contentment. She can never sit and enjoy something. Her narcissism is always compelling her to find more fuel, to deal with those threats to control. And because of the way that her narcissism functions, she is annoyed and irritated so many people that there are legions upon legions of individuals that dislike her, despise her, and indeed, in some instances, hate her. They didn't start out that way. She made it thus, but she will never accept that. And because of these repeated threats to control, whether it's from the mainstream media, whether it's from more niche publications, whether it's from people on social media, each and every day she faces those threats to control. A narcissist, of course, has to deal with threats to control on an ongoing basis from the fuel matrix around them, their intimate partner, friends, colleagues, the milkman, whoever it might be. But for Harry's wife, her narcissism sought the biggest prize of all, international global stardom, and it's not capable of keeping her there. And instead, her own narcissism has become a curse for her. The fact that she might be the consummate actress for the purpose of assertion of control also means so many people see that she is acting, and thus comes that collateral consequence of threatening her sense of control, and it's millions of people that do so. Hers is an existence of each day facing threat to control after threat to control after threat to control, needing to obtain that fuel, that sense of emptiness lurking there, a sense of doom waiting to engulf her, but she doesn't really know what it is. She is not happy, even if she maintains the facade of that. Her position is actually worse than many other narcissists. Yes, she has access to money. Yes, she has access to fame. Yes, she has access to a variety of individuals that assist with regard to the pursuit of the prime aims. But the major problem that she has is that because her style of narcissism is not sufficient to keep her in the position that she is, it's like being on a rough roller coaster ride for her each and every day. And no matter how many Oscars she might actually be awarded, jokingly or not, they are never going to make that sensation go away. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.